HSBC's got a good reputation in the financial world, it really has. When it was Midland, it had a good reputation. When it's HSBC, this tarnishes things, I think.
In 1970, when I first started, there was no such thing as equality or anything like this. So it was very much, when I asked if I could take exams or further a career, I was told, no dear, you'll be leaving to have your babies. And I was told then, you are very lucky. You will be enrolled in the pension scheme, and it's a brilliant scheme. When my niece started working for the bank, I'd got 30 years experience. When she started straight from school, she was on just £33 a year less than I was. And I was a senior staff member by then. I was told that, well, you have a non-contributory pension scheme and she has to pay for her pension, and so that's why there's the disparity. Surely I'm contributing by having a lesser salary. And I was told, well, actually it's a disciplinary offence to discuss salaries. Would you like to continue?
It was always mentioned, you are not going to get a pay increase like your peers because your pension is so good.
I loved my job, loved it. I did a good job, and I believe I worked hard. It is generally women who did the jobs that kept the branches going and really were the backbone of the bank. Time went on and all of a sudden I turned around and I was heading towards retirement. Even then I thought, well, I'm on a final salary pension, great.
I've done 35 years, think about retiring sort of thing, I'll get figures. And that's when it hits you that, oh, hang on, I'm not going to get as much as I thought I was going to get.
I had a pension statement, and on that it said state deduction. And I said to my husband, that's a strange thing, flipping government are pinching me money. I spoke to my stepsister, who had also worked for HSBC. And she said, no, it's not the state. It's not the state that take it. It's the bank.
I was proud to say I worked for them, but I just trusted them so much, you know. Why wouldn't you trust a bank, is what I thought. And I would never have believed that it would turn around and say, actually, we didn't mean 2/3 final salary. What we really meant was it was 2/3 final salary, including your state pension. Say, more fool me, I thought when they realised the effect it has, they would willingly and want to do something about it. I can't even believe that I'm in my 60s and I'm having to campaign for something I thought I was having.
That this campaign highlights the needs of lots of people and the inequalities often suffered by female, low-paid, part-time workers.
It took me 2 years to get an answer on why I wasn't getting the full pension I'd been getting previously. And when I found out, I was horrified.
I knew that I had a free, non-contributory pension, but that's all that was explained to me, apart from being asked to refer to the handbook, which was never available anyway.
But it's not good enough to say, if you want to know anything, go and have a look in the branch handbook. If we were made aware, we would have done something about it to make up the difference.
When they calculate it, they don't take into account how much the pension is. So some of these people at the top retire on huge pensions, and I retired on a very small one, and so it impacts me more because my pension is so much lower. Actually, I felt very let down. I'd worked very hard for them. I'd done countless hours of unpaid overtime, gone in over the Christmas period and Easter to make sure the ATMs had enough money in them, and it felt like a real kick in the teeth. If I'm left on my own, if something happens to my husband, then clearly my home would have to go because I wouldn't be able to keep it up.
I wonder how many of these big bosses at HSBC, if their wives were in this situation and you were managing and then all of a sudden a chunk of your money, your pension, was taken away, how would you feel?
Several of our members who are in dire straits, really. They are looking at Social Security to help them out. They're being referred to bank charities in order to get money. They didn't work all those years to be referred to a charity.
A very wealthy bank, let's be honest, who are taking money off their pensioners when they don't really have to. They've already said they don't have to. The actual money to pay our pensions without taking any clawback is, to quote, very doable.
There's lots of different pension schemes within HSBC. This one is the only one affected by clawback. Most of the banks have abandoned state deduction a long time ago.
We had these great values of open-mindedness and fairness and doing the right thing, and I spent a career trying to do that for our customers, but the bank have not done it for me.